Hi guys, welcome to another video, trick and tutorial. I was very tempted to film this outside because it's an absolute beautiful day here in the UK. The sun is shining. Sun is shining. I was very tempted to film this outside because the sun is blaring. A beautiful day here in the UK at this. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button straight away before we carry on because we do upload 2 or more videos every single week. We also take requests, so if there's any particular trick you want us to do or sort of routine, let us know in the comments below and I'll see what I can do. Now it's a beautiful day outside here in the UK. I was tempted to film it out in the garden, but I thought I'd keep it indoors just in case. Now, so the trick we're going to do today uses a very special deck of cards called the Legivens deck. And the trick we're performing is called triplex because there's 3 tricks in one. See what you think of this. You introduce the deck of cards. You can remove the 52 cards. They are just a regular deck of cards, 52, all different red back cards. Okay, now let's just ask you in a moment to cut the cards anywhere you like. In fact, I don't think there's any jokers in here, but we don't want any jokers in here. Is there any jokers? No, there's no jokers in here. But what I want you to do in a moment is reach over and just like a crane, grab some cards. It doesn't matter how many. Just grab some cards. If you don't trust the people either side of you, that they don't sneak a view of the card, you can even put your hand over it like that. Just glance at it so that you get a random card just by cutting. Okay, let me just give those to you. Just reach over and grab some cards. Okay, I'll show the camera. You put those back, so you're now thinking of a card that you've just cut to in the pack. It could have been anywhere in the cards that you cut to. In fact, let me just cut the cards. Odd and even. 2 things I want you to choose from, odd or even. Now, just be aware that whichever one you say is the one you're going to use. If you choose odd, you'll use odd. If you choose even, then you're going to use even. Would you like odd or even? Odd, okay. Give me an odd number. We've got 52 cards here. Give me any odd number between 1 and 52. 11. Now watch closely. I do this at fingertips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Will you agree that that is the 11th card there? If you'd chosen 12, you would have had this one. But in fact, if you had had any of the other cards, you would have had any of those. If you'd gone one less, you would have had this one. But this is the one that you arrived at, choosing the number 11. You could have had any number. Remember, you cut to a card. What was the card that you were thinking of? The 9 of diamonds. And there just happens to be in position 11, the 9 of diamonds. Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's lose that in the pack and let's move on and do something else, because there must be a reason why you picked the 9 and that it was in the place that you wanted it to be. So what I'm going to do is to deal out a few cards. I'm not going to deal out the whole pack, and in fact, as I'm dealing, just call stop whenever you want. Stop there. Yeah, you're happy there. So we've got 2 parts. In fact, I just better check. What was your card again? The 9. Okay, just want to make sure that the 9 wasn't in there. So we know that the 9 of diamonds is either here or here. Pick either one of these. This one here. Okay, so we're going to put that to one side because you've chosen the pile that you believe the 9 to be in. What I do with this packet is give these a shuffle, and I'm going to deal cards face down, and you're going to call stop. Whichever one you stop at, whatever the number is we'll count down in this pack. Yeah, is that okay? So, as I deal the cards down, just call stop at any point. Stop there. Okay, you've picked a king, which as you know has a value of 13 in there. Okay, I'm going to take these cards and deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That is the 13th card in the pack. Now remember, you could have had any of these, but you chose 13. In the 13th position is the 9 of diamonds. I got a feeling this is your kindred card. Yeah, there's a kindred spirit about this card. Let's do one more. Okay, we'll lose this in the pack, and I'm going to shuffle the deck to mix all the cards up. And I'm going to pick out, I'm getting a vibe on a couple of cards in the pack. I'm going to put them there. I don't know why, I'm just getting a feeling on those. Now I'm going to give you a very special card. You don't know what it is, but it is a special card. Out of the pack, just insert that anywhere into the pack. You're happy with it there. Now, at a guess, what do you think the special card is I gave you? What do you think it is? The 9. That's right. It was your kindred card, the 9 of diamonds. But the reason I gave you that is because you seem to have some sort of connection with that. And you'll notice that you've inserted it between 2 cards in the shuffled pack. There they are there. Now I had a kind of feeling about 2 cards, a black king and a black queen. The 2 cards either side of your kindred card is a black king and a black queen. And I believe that that is definitely your kindred spirit card. So as a bit of fun, did any of you out there realise how the trick was done from the name that I gave you? Now, the name was called Legiven's deck. Anyone? If you swap the letters around, there you can see we're dealing with the classic of magic, the Svengali deck. That's what it uses. Now, it's called triplex. Some people say it's great, but maybe you can just do one or the other. If you want to, you can either do all 3 of the effects, or a couple of them, or maybe just one. Now, it is a Svengali deck, and the reason I chose that is because I'm sure that everyone watching this, it's one of the first tricks a person that gets into the hobby of magic, it's one of the first decks they buy. It's a classic among magicians, so I'm pretty sure you've all got in your drawer somewhere a pack of Svengali. Now, this one's slightly different because it's called a reverse Svengali. On a regular Svengali deck, the cards that are cut short are the ones that are all the same. On this deck, it's the normal ones. And what that allows me to do is to do it the other way round. If I flick the cards like that, you'll notice that they show regular cards. If I was to do that on a normal Svengali deck, if I did that, it would show all the same cards. And that's the only difference. I'm pretty sure, I haven't tried it, but I'm pretty sure you could do this whole routine using a regular deck of Svengali cards. So I'm going to go through the routine very quick, the tutorial, because you now know it's a Svengali. You can probably watch the presentation again and work out how each of the 3 routines were done. But very quickly, you introduce the cards, you can show them, everything like that. Now, when I'm demonstrating of them cutting, of course, if I was to cut anywhere, I'm going to keep getting my false card. So what I do want to do on here is to demonstrate but pick up a normal card. That's why I went through and I said I'm going to look for a joker. What I'm doing is going through the cards and just nudging one down. Now I am going to exaggerate this a little bit, but do it all haphazard so it looks as though you've got a messy deck. This one is a normal card. It doesn't have to stick out that far. But when you put these down, when I demonstrate, I just put a bit of pressure on here and grab. Let me just demonstrate that. I'm putting pressure there, grabbing this and picking up at that point. So I know I've got a regular card. I demonstrate, bring it up to your chest, and I flash this just so they get a view that it looks like a normal deck of cards. You then square them up and put them in front of someone and they grab the cards. Now every time I've done this, I've never known anyone, if you put them this way head on, people will grab how you demonstrate it. That way. And if they do that, they're always going to cut to your false card. You can do a shuffle with a Svengali, but you just need to put a bit of pressure on them, so you need to bend them slightly, and you're not pulling off individual cards, you're dropping clumps of cards like that, and that will keep those in pairs. You can then do a cut and you ask them to pick either odd or even. Now they really can have odd or even, it doesn't matter which one. Let's say they choose even. As soon as they do that, you spread the cards. Now because they've chosen even, I know that the Svengali deck here, every odd card is the false card. These are all even. So because they chose even, I spread the cards from your left to your right. Okay. And I spread these and say, you look, you've got all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 52 cards, and you make a point of counting from there. What you're actually doing is counting from the bottom. So if they now give you an even number, whichever even number, if it was 4, they're going to end up on their false card. If they've chosen odd, as soon as they say odd, and at this point they haven't given you the number odd, then you spread the cards the other way from your right to the left, and that's your way, but you get the idea. You either spread it that way or this way. They can choose any odd number, you count from here. Okay, so let's say they chose 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the 5th card. It is their card. I often just show the one after, which you know isn't going to be theirs. I gather up the cards, turn them up, and I can just casually drop them down to show that they're all different. I pick these up and I can just put those on top. They've seen loads of different cards. That's their card. You put it on top. Now that's the trick done. They've given you a number, they've found their own chosen card. If you want to go on and do the second trick, then just put that on top, do a cut to lose it in there somewhere. You turn the cards over. Now we know that the cards alternate with the false card and a normal card. So what I do here is I'm actually separating these out. So as you're dealing down, what you need to do is to get at least 13 cards in here. So once you've got about there, you say just call stop, and they can stop anywhere. Stop on this pile here, so you've got an even amount. You go to put these down and you say, well, hang on, I better just check that your card isn't here. As you go through, I'm just pretending to look and say, what was your card? The 9 of diamonds. No, we're okay, it's not there. Now you can put these face up or face down. This pile here is all the 9 of diamonds. So you pick these up and you shuffle them and you say, just pick one of these piles. Now if they pick this one, you say, we're going to use this to locate your card in here. If they pick this one, you say, so your card you believe to be in there. It's magician's choice. Yeah. So that is all the 9. So when you do this deck, it doesn't matter what card they stop on. The Queen, which is a 12. What I do here is I put this here, drop these down, pick up these, and I deal down 12 cards. You'll notice I'm putting all these 9s on there. When I get to the 12th card, I put it over here, drop these on, and say you could have had any of these cards, because these are all on the bottom. Don't go too far, otherwise you'll reveal the 9s, but just show these. I put them down there, I take this one and drop it on top and reveal that they've found a 9. And that's a routine in itself. You can then put these on top, turn them over, and you can put this anywhere now, because if you're going on to the third part, and this is optional, you can put it anywhere and mess up the order, because you've finished with the stacked order now. So you can just shuffle these as you would regular. You then turn the cards towards yourself. Now what you do is you go through your cards. Make sure you keep them towards yourself. And what I'm looking for, I know that I've got a pair of kings and a pair of queens in black. Now you'll have to check your deck for yours. So as I'm going through, I'm quickly looking for those cards. Now I've just seen, I'm going to put a king of clubs, a queen of clubs on the front and a king on the back, just as you're casually going through. And then I'm going to pick out the other 2 black kings. So I'm going to go through, find the black kings and queens. So at this state of play, I've got the black king and queen there, which I put down and say there's something special about those. And I've then put the other black king and queen at the top and bottom of the pack. Finally, I give them their special card. And I call it special because I'm going to remove a 9. I pretend to look through and say, right, where's a 9? And I pull out this, but I don't let them see it. I don't want them to know that's a 9 at the moment. So I say, that's a special card. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I don't want you to look at it. It's a special card. You then just spread the cards, and this next move is a classic among magicians. It's on every other YouTube video. You get them to insert the card anywhere. You then say, do you have any idea what your special card is? Now, they've seen the 9 of diamonds a couple of times, so most people will just say, is it the 9? And what you're going to do is, in the act of showing them this, you do a switch. Watch what happens. I spread these cards, I grab all of these, and I'm going to turn them over. Now you'll notice on the routine, I cover the face card with my hands as I turn it over. And the reason being is because we've shuffled these cards, I don't know what that card's going to be. In this case, it is a 9. So that's why when I do this, I deliberately cover my hand over that just to grab this, and you flip it over and put these on top. Can you see you're taking the top half and bottom half and swapping them over like that? But to the audience, they just think you've flipped this over, you've turned this over. You can now take out the cards either side of that. The trick's done. You reveal these, a black king, black queen, and they happen to have put their cards between a black king and black queen. As I said, the 3 routines work very nice because they follow on, and I think this is a good trick when you don't know how much time you've got, or if you've got an audience that, Joe, when you're at a party and doing tricks, sometimes you can see by people's looks that they're starting to get bored. So once you've done the first trick, if they're still wanting more, you can go on and do the second bit. And if by then they're starting to get a bit fidgety, looking at their phones, talking to friends, you can call it a day after the second one. You don't need to go on to the third one. But hopefully that kind of gives you some ideas, and that is one to practice and enjoy.